I once had a dream that I was a young girl with long hair. I needed to get somewhere urgently, and I fluttered up, turning into a small bird, and flew away. I didn't even do anything to turn into someone. I just decided that I was a bird, and immediately fluttered up. This dream gave me an idea. Based on quantum physics, we know that electrons line up in the form that the observer expects to see. And the observer is consciousness, the one who looks through the eyes. That is each of us. We are consciousness, which decides what form the electrons will gather in, forming a material object. And the electrons are in superposition, awaiting the observer's intention. That is, the world around us is a quantum field in the form of objects created from electrons. Any matter is an imaginary form of consciousness. The physical world does not exist. Everything around is a hologram built from electrons. You are consciousness, which simultaneously creates and observes its reality. Where consciousness is, there is your reality. If you see a dream, then your consciousness is there, in the reality of that dream. It creates that reality, which, upon awakening here, can cause bewilderment. Dreams are your parallel realities. You live in parallel, now here, now there. And we conventionally call these transitions between realities a dream. Consciousness is the creator itself. It creates everything it wants. There are no limitations for it. When I saw in a dream that I became a bird in an instant, it seemed unreal, being here. But my consciousness created that reality. That is, I created it. Now I remain the same consciousness that creates everything. Only for some reason I think that I cannot so easily flutter up here, turn into a bird and fly. I can. Only limiting beliefs do not allow even such a thought. Therefore, such a transformation seems impossible. Or rather, impossible for the character of this game. But if you realize yourself with consciousness, then everything is possible. After all, the physical world is a hologram, forms of consciousness. If you do not believe your mental programs, then any form can be changed instantly. Programs are our beliefs, mental limitations. This is what we believe in. We believe firmly and unshakably. And consciousness materializes what we believe in. That is why we see our world as so solid and unshakable. But if you stop believing in your programs and see that everything is unreal, it is just a hologram built from electrons. And consciousness itself has no limitations. Then you can create any reality, the one you like, the one you want to live in. And the most important thing is that people will be able to get rid of diseases. After all, diseases are also mental programs. People believe that they are sick, and consciousness materializes what we believe in. You will say, "But I feel pain and see symptoms. That's why I believe." The truth is that you simultaneously create and observe what you believe in. Think about it now. What are you creating when you consider yourself a sick person? You constantly think about your illnesses, worry that the illness is progressing and will only get worse. You get upset. After all, you are practically constantly creating confirmation of your thoughts, because you believe that the illness is real. You just need to stop believing that you are sick. Change your beliefs, your mental programs. Wake up from this illusion. You are a consciousness that has no limitations, but materializes everything it believes in. I will give one example. Once upon a time, I saw a program where they conducted a scientific experiment on human consciousness. They blindfolded him and told him that they would now apply a hot object to his hand. But they applied a cold one. The person, without seeing the object, perceived it as hot, and a burn appeared on his hand. That is, consciousness drew a terrible picture for itself, and created the consequences of the supposed injury. It turns out that consciousness creates something that does not exist, simply because the person believed in it. This is how we create what we believe in. Start believing that your illnesses are an illusion. They are not real. Illnesses do not exist. They are just mental programs. Start believing that your body is perfect. Imagine it the way you want to see yourself. And imagine yourself like that, without paying attention to the reflection in the mirror. Create a hologram of your body consciously. Your task is to free yourself from old malware. Believe that you create your body yourself. Make it beautiful, strong, slim, young, and enjoy this process of creating a new you. It is clear that your habit of considering yourself a sick person will remind you of itself and try to return you to your previous rut. You will see the manifestation of the disease. Don't give up. This is simply the materialization of your old beliefs that manifest themselves by inertia. Remember how people feel phantom pains when a limb is taken away, but it feels like it hurts or itches. This is because all sensations are in the subconscious. This is simply a habit of perception, mental settings. The subconscious needs to get used to a new sense of self. That is, change outdated programs. Remember, you are consciousness that creates reality itself. Consciousness cannot be sick. It simply materializes the thoughts of its character. As soon as you have thoughts about illnesses, immediately transform them. Start thinking about what you really want to see in your life. Create your reality consciously.